Hello everybody, welcome back here with the Muse Paint Bar to teach you how to create a very simple graveyard painting. If you are here for the spooky season paintings, you found the right place. So I'm going to be going over my materials very quickly. Now I'm working on an 8x10 canvas panel. Of course you can work on any size canvas that you wish. I'm only working with 3 colors today, which makes this painting very simple, just some black, blue, and white paint. I also have some mixing plates to mix up all my colors on so my palette stays nice and fresh. Over here I have a water vessel with some paper towels to wash and dry my brushes off. Now I'm working with 3 different types of brushes today. I have a large brush, a medium brush, and a small brush. I'm going to be keeping all those brushes in the water for now, just to keep them nice and fresh. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So first thing we're going to do is figure out our background colors, and then we're going to trace out where our moon is going to be. So I'm going to grab my large brush, get it dry, and we're going to be mixing up 2 different blues. On one side of your mixing plate, I'm going to be grabbing about a half a scoop of white and a full scoop of blue, and I'm going to mix those up. I'm going to go ahead and clean off my brush. And on the other side of my plate, I'm going to be mixing up a big scoop of blue and a small touch of black. So I should have a medium blue and a midnight black. So on one side I should have a medium blue and the other side I should have a midnight blue. I'm going to keep my brush to the side and I'm going to take out my small brush. First thing I'm going to do, in my midnight blue, I'm going to swish that around in my small brush. And I'm going to be drawing a circle in the top center of my canvas for my moon. Now, I would say start larger than you think your moon needs to be, and then you can always make it smaller. Since our moon is going to be painted with white paint, you don't want to make it too small and then have to cover up a lot of lines later. There we go. I like it. So what I'm going to be doing, halfway in my moon, I'm going to be drawing a line on the sides, and then I'm going to be using everything above it to fill in with this midnight blue. So it's going to be nice and dark here in the top of our sky. And then what I'm going to do, just take off the majority of paint off of my brush and get into this medium blue. I'm slowly going to work to put some of this underneath of my midnight blue and blend the 2 together in the middle. We basically want there to be a nice gradient from one blue to the next. If you get a little bit into your moon, it's no big deal. We will color it up with white paint later. And then I'm going to take that medium blue and bring it down close to the bottom. And I'm going to trace out the land that I'm going to have. So I'm going to draw these little slight curves, these little hills. Next, I'm going to clean off my big brush, grab some black paint, and fill up my ground. And then I'm going to be taking either my medium brush or my small brush in white paint just to touch up some areas in my moon that maybe I got paint in. If you want to paint your moon in white so you don't have any bare canvas, you can do so now. Again, just being careful on those edges if your paint is still wet so you don't get too many blending blurred lines into your moon. Now I'm going to give myself about 10 to 15 minutes for my painting to dry before I do anything else on top. So we'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty, now that our painting is dry, we're going to work on our clouds. We're going to be mixing up a slightly lighter blue than the one that we have in the We're going to be mixing up a lighter blue with our medium brush. I'm going to grab 1 scoop of white and 1 scoop of blue. Even amounts of both, and mix them up. This should be the lightest shade of blue that we have in our canvas, in our painting. If it is about the same as the one that you have in your background, add some more white to it. We want it to be contrasting to all the blues you have in your painting already. Now, when we think of clouds, we like to think of them as like mountains. We want the bottom of our cloud to be really, really flat and the tops of our clouds to be really round and fluffy. So for example, I'm going to be drawing one cloud kind of right underneath of my moon here. So I'm going to draw just the flat surface of my cloud first. And then along the top edge of my cloud, I'm going to be drawing all these little bumps and lumps and bring it back down. So it's nice and thick in the center of your cloud, and then it's nice and thin and pointy on the edges. We're gonna make a whole bunch of clouds here. Some are gonna be a lot smaller than others. Some of these clouds you can have overlapping other clouds, like these two here. So I'm just gonna work on my clouds here. Now, some of these clouds, you can have them sit behind your moon. So we are going to just make sure that we don't paint them fully on top here towards the top. Just trace that outside edge. And there you go, you have a cloud sitting behind the moon. Now, while the paint is still semi-wet, we're going to be adding bits of white paint towards the top of the clouds to get in some highlights. So I'm going to take my small brush in some white paint, and I'm just going to shimmy a line across the top edge of these clouds. I'm going to keep them nice and poofy, nice and fluffy. Some clouds can have multiple little layers of clouds in them. There we go, we have some fun little easy clouds. Next up are the gravestones. So small brush, get it nice and clean, we're gonna get some black paint. Now the easiest little gravestones are going to just be little rainbow shapes, like so. But you all can also have maybe like a cross. Or one that's more of a square shape. Or you could even have ones that are like slight diamond shapes. It's really up to you what you want these gravestones to look like. This is your cemetery. Very odd thing for me to say. I don't think I've ever said that while I was painting before, and that's okay. You know, it's always something. There's always something new to do in life. So I'm just gonna add a couple little details on top. Some of these gravestones have like little accessories on top, like little tiny crosses or like little pedestals. Next, we're gonna talk about the tree. So for my tree, I'm gonna start by drawing out the trunk. Now you want the top of your tree to be very, very thin, and you want the bottom trunk of your tree to be really thick. So at the top of your tree, I'm just going to press really, really lightly, barely touching my canvas. And as I work my way down, I'm slowly going to wiggle my brush and push harder into my canvas. So you can see it's really pointy at the top and thick at the bottom. Now for the branches, just be very careful to keep them as thin as the area that you're connecting it to on your trunk. And you want to make sure there's no 90-degree angles here. You want the branch to just seamlessly glide onto your branch or trunk. Next, we're gonna be painting 3 little bats over here in the bottom right area of our clouds. So I'm gonna start by drawing the body of my bat, which is like thick at the top and pointy at the bottom, just like so. Then the wings, they're gonna come up and out to the side. From there, we're gonna draw 2 lines coming down and away from the wings. And then we're going to connect the tips of those lines with little rainbow curves. Fill it in, and you got these nice little bat wings. Finish your bat off with a couple little bat ears, just 2 lines sticking straight up on the top of its head. For the smaller bats, you don't have to go in crazy detail. You might just do like that middle line and then something resembling the wing. Last step to our painting, we're gonna be adding some little white highlights into the tree, into the ground, our gravestones, and our bats. So clean, small brush in white paint. We're just gonna add a couple little highlights in here. Maybe along the top edges of some of these gravestones. Along like the top edge of this ground. Along some of this tree. And then also in a couple of these bat wings. And there you go, you have created your very own spooky little graveyard. Of course, the last and final step we all should do is signing our name in the bottom corner, or of course, wherever you like. I recommend using the small brush and a color that stands out nice and bright. You want everyone to know that you created this painting, so show it off very proudly. Maybe even show it to us. We would love to see what you're painting at home. You can post them on social media and tag us at muse_paintbar so we can check them out. Now, if you would love this tutorial and you want to see more from our channel, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.